Okay, so I'm uh, I'm receiving Happy New Year, Jewish New Year posts from the British Labour Party at the same time that the British Labour Party has just announced its official recognition of a state of Palestine, Arab Palestine, along the 1967 borders, which were the borders from the Jordanian occupation of 1948 to 1967. They're waving around the exact same flag. It's the exact same people, just dressed up in a different national identity. There is no such thing as a Palestinian race, the same way people no longer believe in the English race or the German race. Those ideas led up to World War I. And World War II, one would have thought that we would have arrived at some kind of understanding of what anti-Semitism is and is not. How do we know this is anti-Semitic? I've already spoken a bit about the resonance with the October 2023, 7th of October, Jihad, Operation Al-Aqsa, which, judging by the narrative in the media at the moment, seems to have completely disappeared. It's just a number, just a digit. There's no reference to the 50th anniversary of the Yom Kippur War, or anyone remarking as to what special significant day was it in Israel or the Jewish calendar at the time. Simchat Torah is quite a religious day if you are involved in Judaism as a practicing Jew. It's a celebration of the handing down or creation of the Torah, the Jewish holy books, where the references to Jerusalem and the land of Israel are appearing on every page and every prayer. It's a religion based around essentially Judea and Jerusalem. It's Judea being the land of the Jews. Arabs are from Arabia and the Jews are from Judea, but people seem to be very confused with their history because of the replacement theology in which one side has decided to replace the other. There's a mosque sitting on top of a Jewish archaeological site, not the reverse. And I have spoken a bit about the canard, the lie that the Jews stole the promised land. Now, if you're a Christian and you believe, like Desmond Tutu, that God is not a real estate agent because the Anglican covenant somehow supersedes and replaces the book of the Old Testament, and you make out a case that Christians are the new Jews, or if you're in Islam and you're making out a similar case that Muslims are the Jews, we have some serious disagreements and issues to talk about. So let's talk a bit more about what anti-Semitism is or is not. At its very baseline, it's hostility towards Jewish identity. In modern times, there are a lot of people who have issues with the word the Semite, anti-Semite. It's a term that came out of the German, actually a racist German anti-Jewish period in the 1930s as an academic sounding term to refer to Jew hatred. One could perhaps modernize the term and refer to Judeophobia. And I've often encountered people who take exception. It's like if I say Judeophobia, no, I'm actually trying to appropriate Islamophobia kind of thing, and I'm undermining Islam. It's just a nuts, crazy landscape. But check this out. So I just wanted to relate an incident which occurred to me when I was a kid, a teenager. I'd freshly bar mitzvahed, and My mother, one Rosh Hashanah, fetched me from shul with my sister, and she was in absolute tears because our stepfather, who is not a Jew, who is not even a practicing Christian, has no faith as such. You would refer to such a person as a modern, like an agnostic, but comes from you could say his parents might have been Christian. He had objected to the presence of a Jewish Seder, Passover, or what is it? Sorry, Rosh Hashanah Seder meal. It was Rosh Hashanah, and he had objected so violently that he had chucked out the entire meal. He refused to have any Jewish food or any customary, traditional anything under his roof in his house. Now you can imagine growing up in such an atmosphere where the head of the household was effectively an anti-Semite opposed to Jewish identity. I took a very different path when I was at UCT. I supported the Palestinian cause because it was so aligned, I guess, at the time with the anti-apartheid movement. But my trajectory took me on a very different journey, and I discovered certain things about that struggle which leave a lot to be concerned about. For starters, the lack of a freedom charter for me is quite a problem. When I was part of the anti-apartheid movement, wearing a Freedom Charter T-shirt and worried about going through roadblocks and getting detained for putting up posters, at least there was a document that we could refer to, a secular document, that if there was any issues to do with legitimacy of our struggle, we could refer to a universal declaration that has the same resonance as the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights. And we've ended up in a constitutional dispensation that is a We the People constitution, the only second national document of such a kind, the first being the United States Declaration of Independence. The United Nations Charter itself also has a We the People basis. And it's We the People because under apartheid, it was under Almighty God. God is only referred to obliquely in terms of Nkosi Sikeleli, Africa. God bless Africa as it's also part of our national anthem. But there is no compulsion to be a Christian or a Jew or any religion. There's no state religion as such in the country that I am a citizen. And yet, under such a open dispensation, I found myself, to my chagrin, vexed with a decision overturning the facts of apartheid, exchanging my experience, essentially, projecting our experience into the Middle East. So the Jews are the ones responsible for apartheid. I made it up in my head, and all the Jews are under this blanket umbrella. We're one monolithic entity. So that's just an update to my previous video. Welcome to have a look at the other videos that I've made. Thank you so much.